Colleagues, I rise to speak about Indigenous Peoples Day. It'll be this coming Monday. Obviously, we won't be in session between now and then, so wanted to take the opportunity to thank and highlight my colleague, Senator Irwin, for introducing Senate Bill 221 to formally recognize Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday. It's a holiday that's incredibly important to me and many of you as we talk about the involvement and the impact of Native cultures in Michigan and across the country. It was first created in 1977 as a result of some work at the UN, but the first state to adopt it was South Dakota. This is not a bastion of liberal things. This is not a political issue. This is about recognizing the diversity of our culture, recognizing the people who, for so often, are not a part of the normal narrative of our state, of our politics. We only know them when we think about rivers and lakes or communities, the names, the counties. We don't think about the people that still live. We don't think about the culture that they impact today. And that's what Indigenous Peoples Day is about. I'm really excited and been proud to have worked with Councilwoman Raquel Castaneda-Lopez, who in her first term got the city of Detroit to recognize the first Monday in October as Indigenous Peoples Day. It's something we should be doing as a state. It's something that I know that your constituents would be interested in doing. As a Native person, a member of the Muskogee Creek Nation, it's really important to me. It's really important to my ancestry. It's an opportunity for us to talk about that heritage, to talk about the experiences that we've had. My grandmother, who is alive today, will be 99 next year, and our very first conversation post-pandemic when we sat down was her telling me about how her mother was sent away to an Indian boarding school, and that she didn't teach her her language because that was one of the main reasons that they existed. The Canadian government is grappling with their history of boarding schools and how so many children were lost, how so much language and culture was lost. And Monday is about recognizing that our culture is valuable, that people see it, that it's not just the Native people you see in TV, but that we're not extinct, and it's not just casinos. Indigenous Peoples Day is really important, and it's time that as the state, we recognize and honor those Indigenous people, and not just think about them as the tribes and the casino and those kind of spaces. Not just think about the rivers or the counties that are named after them, but think about the real people today who are still trying to practice our culture and live in a way, in a country, in a state that recognizes and values our experiences here. So I'd ask that my colleagues support Senator Irwin's bill for Indigenous Peoples Day, and that you go out and celebrate with your constituents, your friends, your neighbors this Monday, the Indigenous people that lived in your community before your ancestors moved and settled there, but also the ones that still do, and the continued impact they have in our community and in our lives. Thank you, Mr. President. I ask my remarks to be printed in the Journal.